Hey there, my name's Randy Troy, and this is the definitive guide to watching One Piece. Through the guide in this video, I'm going to show you how to consolidate 900 episodes into about 450 and still get everything out of the series. The true definitive way to absorb the series is the manga. Start at chapter 1, read the series. But the anime is amazing when it is not filled with padding and filler and all this. I've been with this show a long time. It is my favorite show. It's my favorite story. It's my favorite everything. And I just recently did a rewatch, and that's what kind of brought me to making this video. Because what I used to rewatch was a website called onepace.net. It's amazing. Onepace.net. It's completely free. And they have almost every arc available right there. Cut to the manga. If you're familiar with Dragon Ball Z Kai, One Piece does the same thing. It's kind of One Piece Kai. The other avenues to watch One Piece are Crunchyroll, Funimation.com, Hulu, WatchOP.com. And those are all very viable areas that I do recommend in the guide, because at some points you're going to have to bounce back and forth from One Piece to those, and I'll tell you where. Okay? One thing that I love about One Piece is that episode 1 is chapter 1, which is not the case if you just start on Crunchyroll and watch One Piece. You're going to get this sort of filler-esque start that tries to introduce the character, but the best way to introduce the character is the way that the manga starts, with his flashback. Understand the themes, the story, where the story is supposed to go, get an emotional attachment to the character, and continue on. So, starting with One Piece, you'll start at the Romance Dawn arc, and you'll stay with them for 4 little arcs, which are, designated in the drop-down menus because it's separated that way, unlike one of your other sites, which will separate it by episode number. After you get to the first area that you can't click on, which is Baratie, that's when you're going to have to switch to Crunchyroll, Funimation, WatchOP, Hulu, whatever your choice is, and then start at episode 19.
20!
And go all the way to 44 before going back to One Piece. Now, alternatively, I don't necessarily recommend this, but this is an option if you want to just sort of get to the meat of everything. There's something called Episode of East Blue, which is a TV movie where they took the first 50, 60 episodes and compressed them into 2 hours. It's an option. It's not great. What I do recommend, though, is that when you get to episode 31, you should find Episode of Nami, which is a TV special that consolidated the 14 episodes of the Arlong Park arc, which is one of the most dynamic arcs in the series and is a real litmus test for whether you're going to stay with the show or not. If you, for me, when I watched that arc, I was like, I'm with this to the end. And I didn't know that in 2019 it would still be going on, but I'm glad it is, because it's better than ever. So you can watch Episode of Nami. It's the best way that arc has been presented in animation. Head back to One Piece for Logetown, Reverse Mountain, Whiskey Peak. Then go back for Little Garden, Drum Island, Alabasta, Jaya, and Skypiea, which will all be on your devices. You'll go back to them at episode 70, and you'll ride that out to 195, which will be about 113 episodes. You should also skip the filler arcs, which are 131 to 143. And then the optional skip filler arc, 196 to 206. I say optional because it's throughout the community. It's known that the G5 arc is good filler. It's well done. Following that, you'll get to the Long Ring Long Land arc, which is a must One Piece arc. What the anime did to this was an abomination. 22 episodes. What One Piece does is makes it 6 episodes, which is realistically what it should be. And then after that, you'll go back to Crunchyroll, Funimation, Hulu, Watch OP, etc., starting at episode 229. You'll stick with that until episode 312. It's 84 episodes, one of the greatest arcs in the series. The pacing isn't great, but One Piece is in the process of doing the second half of that arc at this time, but they haven't completed it yet. Once you get to episode 312, head back to One Piece. You're going to be there for a long time. And there's a lot of must One Piece arcs in this area, especially Thriller Bark, which is the arc in the anime that made me just focus on the manga because it was paced so poorly. But when I did my rewatch, I loved it. Loved the arc again. It's amazing. What they've done is incredible. You'll be with that for 6 arcs. Post Enies Lobby, Thriller Bark, Archipelago, Amazon Lily, Impel Down. And when you get to Marineford, that's when you're going to head back for the last time. You're going to switch over for the last time. That's for the post-war arc, which is kind of unfortunate that One Piece has not done this particular arc yet, because there is a lot of filler here, in-canon filler. But it's an important arc, so it's not there's no real way to tell you how to skip some of the stuff here, except for episode 492, which is not even a real episode. You can just throw that out. So this is 26 episodes up to episode 516, and then you're going to go back to One Piece, and you're never going to stop watching One Piece, because that's when the time skip begins. Spoiler alert, there's a time skip, and they've done everything there. And what they've done there is their greatest achievements, especially the Dressrosa arc, which is one of the most popular arcs in the anime. It had 118 to 122, if you count the filler, episodes. One Piece consolidated that into 48. Unreal. I couldn't stand the anime for that arc. Loved the manga. When I did my rewatch of those 48 episodes, that arc is now in my top 5. I got a whole new appreciation for that arc. That's the power of One Piece. And that'll take you all the way to Wano, which is where the anime is now. And the animation is better than it's ever been. So this is the time to get into One Piece. And this is the fastest way to catch up. I really wanted to make this so that when people ask, hey, how do I get into the show? That I just have something to show them, and maybe this will work for you too when you want to get somebody into the show as well. One last thing, yes, One Piece is a website. So if you like watching things on your smart TV, your TV in general, using your Fire Stick, Roku, Crunchyroll, Hulu, your Xbox, your PS4, you can go onto One Piece. You can batch download all of the arcs, put them onto a flash drive, plug it into a USB on your TV, and watch it that way. Alternatively, you can use a browser on, your gaming systems or on your TV, if it has one, to watch One Piece. Because I know that it being a website might make things a little difficult. There's a little bit of effort and a little bit of work that goes into it, but just think about all the time you're going to be saving. 889 episodes to 456 episodes. It's a dream, and you still get everything. One Piece is the greatest anime, objectively. I'm sorry. One of the national monuments in Tokyo has 3 floors dedicated to it, a museum, an exhibit. That's like if the Empire State Building had 3 floors of Batman or Marvel or Disney stuff. It's unreal. I hope that I'm helping people on their journey and that they enjoy the show as much as I do. I might do more stuff like this as One Piece continues. I'll probably update this list, maybe make a new video. Yeah, I love this show, and I want to share it with as many people as I possibly can. So again, I've been Randy Troy, and I hope that this has helped. Thanks for watching.